Good morning, Tackle Warehouse fans. This is Jake here with this week's episode of What's New in Tackle Warehouse. An exciting day today. Today's probably the most exciting day in the bass fishing industry. Today's day one of ICAST. We got a bunch of gear that we've got our hands on early to show you guys. It's all going to be unveiled at the show this week. And all this stuff here is going to be available for purchase now, or it's going to be available for pre-order. We got a ton of stuff. Let's jump right into it. The first one we got a couple here from Nishine Lure Works. This is the Chippawa bladed crankbait. So we got a deep diver and a regular diver. These are just awesome, high quality crankbaits. We've carried this crankbait for a while, but now we got this bladed version. So it's got these flat sides on there, so it thumps really hard, gets a really great action. And with that blade, you just get a little bit different flash, and you can see the shape of it. It's not just a traditional willow leaf blade. It's got a little bit different shape to it. It clacks into these hooks and puts off a flash, and it actually causes this bait to hunt a lot more. So you get a lot more radical side to side moving action. It kind of throws it off balance a little bit. So just awesome little crankbait there by Nishine. Want to check that one out. A couple more from Nishine. We got their little football jig, and then we also got their little smelt jighead. This little football jig I think is going to be deadly coming up in the wintertime. Real small, compact design, got a flat bottom, so it keeps the bait perfectly pointed upwards at all time. Has a really innovative skirt material that actually has little chunks built into it. It's not just a slick strand like normal silicone. And then you have a hand-tied wire keeper on there. I've never seen that on any other jig before. So it has a really big barb on there, gonna hold plastics on really well. Awesome little finesse jig. And then we got their little Smelthead here. Just nice little finesse style swimbait head, but it got a ton of details into the head. So, you know, molded gill plates with the 3D eyes, just extremely lifelike, and then got the 4 cones keeper on there. So again, hold your plastics on there really well. Razor sharp hook, just cool little jig heads there. Just awesome stuff from Nishine. All right, next up from Gan Craft, we got their new Bariki Shad Swimbait. And this is one I'm super stoked about. I like the smooth body design. Most people are throwing those ring body style swimbaits now. This thing's just a little bit different. I think it gives a little bit more flash, but the cool thing about this swimbait, so you can see it has a little bit different shaped tail with the squared edges on it, but right here in the middle of it, there's a slot where it's made to insert a rattle or a nail weight. So if you insert the nail weight, it makes the tail heavier and actually gets a lot wider and heavier kicking action. Obviously, if you have the rattle, you're just gonna get a little bit more noise, but have a little bit tighter action. Just a cool little swim bait, you know, something a little different fish haven't seen before. Gan Craft's got some awesome colors and they're loaded with scent. Next up from Fish Arrow. New blade bait, completely different than any other blade bait on the market. This is the Flash 5 blade bait. So you can see here, it's got the front end and the weight of a traditional blade bait, but it's actually fitted with a soft plastic. It's actually Fish Arrow's split tail minnow. So, or their Flash J minnow, excuse me. So this just gets a little bit different action. It's extremely realistic, much more than any other blade bait out there. So, you know, this winter when you're vertical jigging and everyone's, you know, they see that metal blade come by, this thing is way more lifelike, got a way different action. In the package, it actually comes with an extra body as well. Just a cool little design, razor sharp Japanese hooks on there. Got the 3 different line ties so you can adjust the style of action that you want. Just a cool little bait there from Fish Arrow. Whoop. Next up from DSTYLE, we got the new Truster Creature Bait. Now, DSTYLE is a company out of Japan, and the guy who runs this is actually was the 2017 Angler of the Year in Japan for professional fishing out there. So he's got some really cool designs. This one here, the Truster, is made to mimic the bluegills that swim around in the shallows of Lake Biwa where they catch those giant bass. So it's got the 4 arms of a standard style creature bait, but right here in the middle, it's actually got a little swim bait tail that actually has a real slow kick to it. So you're just getting a little bit different look than all the other creature baits that come by. They've got some great colors as well. These things are loaded with scent as well. So if you're looking for a new creature bait, just to change up your profile a little bit, maybe something with a little more swimming action, definitely gonna wanna check that one out from DSTYLE. From Northland Tackle, we got 2 new baits in the Mimic Minnow series. So we got the Mimic Minnow Craw and the Mimic Minnow Leech. So this craw, I think, is a super cool craw design. So it has this stand-up head here on the bottom, double wire weed guard, and then this craw, actually, the craw bait has got these two arms on it that have the angled flanges, so it actually kicks outward. So instead of the arms turning to the inside, they kick outward. They got the nice pinchers on there, extremely lifelike. So when it's just sitting on the bottom, it stands up in a defensive crawdad position. You know, the fish, they can't stand that when you get a crawdad in that spot. Next up, we got their little leech. So I know a lot of northern fishermen, fish the leech presentations. It's extremely overlooked pattern as well. Got a nice ball head with the plastic. It just flows together seamlessly. Great little profile, really subtle action with the segmented tail with the nice bulbous end on there. So a little finesse style lure, but if you guys are into throwing the leech presentations or something just a little bit finessier, almost like a Ned rig style bait, definitely gonna wanna look at that one as well. All right, we got a bunch of stuff from Rapala and VMC. The first one is the new Ripstop Deep. So the Ripstop came out a year or two ago. It's extremely effective rip bait if you haven't used it. What's unique to the Ripstop is a small tail on the end. So what that does is it stops the bait from moving forward. So it's really erratic and it stays in the strike zone for a lot longer than most of your other rip baits. Now they're coming out with the deep model. So you can get down that 8, 10, 12 foot depth if you're using really light line. A lot of people don't throw the jerkbaits in that deep of water, and just it's great for summertime fishing and then also wintertime fishing as well when the fish are just hanging out a little bit deeper than normal, or if you got extremely cold water. That's gonna be a killer. All right, next up we got the big Brat. If you guys have never used the Brat crankbait, the BX Xtreme, Balsa Xtreme Brat crankbait, so what these are is these have a balsa wood core and there's a polymer body on the outside. So they're extremely durable, but you get the action of an old school balsa bait, which is probably the best action you can get in a square bill, but they're not as durable as the plastic bait. So this combines them both and you get the durability and the action all in one. But the big Brat is a little bit bigger. It's more of like a 2.5 style crankbait. The original Brat was a real small, 1.5 inch, 2 inch, like a 1.5 size crankbait. So if you like that style of crankbait, but you're looking for something bigger, this is definitely gonna be the way to go. I love this size square bill. I feel like you get a lot bigger fish on it, and then, just with that hunting action, it's definitely gonna get a lot more bites. All right, from VMC. So VMC's got a new bladed heavy duty swim bait hook. A lot of guys are throwing these now. VMC's, making a jump into the market. Their swim bait hook, super heavy duty, got a large screw lock on there. So what that's gonna do is, it's gonna hold your plastics on really well, and they're not gonna get torn up like some of the small screw locks as well. And what I like about their swim bait hook with the blade on it, it's got a little bit bigger blade than all the other ones. So it's a little bit wider. You're gonna get a little bit more flash, a little bit heavier vibration. Cool little deal from VMC there. And then we also got 2 new Tokyo rigs. If you guys haven't heard of the Tokyo rig, you must have been living under a rock for the last year or so. The Tokyo rig has been taken off like wildfire. Can't even tell you how many Tokyo rigs go out the door every day here. And now they just expanded that whole line, so they got one with a Flippin hook on it and then an HD worming hook. So now you're not just limited to the standard EWG style hook. So if you want to go heavy duty, flip into super heavy cover, braided line, they got you covered with the Flippin hook. If you're looking for something just a little bit more compact for, not as bulky profile as creature baits like maybe worms or, ribbon tails, things like that, they got you with the HD worm hook. So just expanding on the Tokyo rig, it's a deadly technique. You're definitely gonna wanna jump on these as soon as you can. All right, next up from Sufix, we got new Sufix Advanced Fluorocarbon line. So this is a tremendous fluorocarbon line. Sufix actually uses a proprietary gel phase technology. So they get an ultra clear line that's actually extremely abrasion resistant, and it doesn't have there's not a lot of stretch to it. It's got an incredible knot strength and very little memory as well. Also another cool feature on it, they actually level wind it onto the spool. So the line just stays in great shape for a longer amount of time. So just an awesome new line there from Sufix. We're super stoked to finally get this in. We've been waiting for a while to get this. All right, next up from Shimano, we've got 3 awesome casting reels you're definitely gonna wanna check out. The first one is the SLX XT casting reel. This is the upgraded model from the last generation, and Shimano's incorporated their infinity braking system into this now. So, this technology was only previously available on the higher end reels, and now they've got it in the SLX reel. So you can super dial these things in for small little baits, big heavy punching setups. You can get it, super fine tuned with the infinity braking system on the side. Just great upgrade there by Shimano. And the next one, the SLX DC, is actually got Shimano's their digital control casting system, their braking system inside. So this is the first time Shimano's ever offered this technology at this price level. If you guys never used a DC reel, they are incredible. So that smart chip in there will actually read the spool speed and when you're casting and make fine-tuned adjustments while your lure is flying through the air to eliminate backlash and increase your casting distance. So just outstanding reel by Shimano. Now you get the DC technology at 189 bucks, I believe. So definitely gonna want to give that one a look and put that one on pre-order. All right, last up from Shimano, we got the new Stradic. I know I've been a fan of Stradics for years, so I'm super stoked to see this. The new Stradic FL has actually got a full Hagane body, cold forge gear, so it's a little bit beefed up. It's much more heavy duty and stronger than the previous Stradic CI4. It's a little bit heavier than the CI4 because it has the full Hagane body, but it's still super lightweight and balanced, extremely smooth, and it's going to hold up to any kind of hard fighting fish, and just has a lot more rigidity built into it as well. Also got the long drop spool on here, or the long stroke spool, I'm sorry. So you get a little bit longer casting distance. The line just flows off the spool a little bit better. Yeah, just a great new offering by Shimano. All right, and last up from Ritual Angling, we got the new Team Lintner casting rod. So, one of our main pros here, Jared Lintner's been with us forever. He's got his own new signature series of rods with Ritual Angling. I believe he's got 3 or 4 casting and then 2 glass models as well. So all of them tuned by him, designed for each specific type of fishing he likes to do. They got some great actions in the line. Make sure to check out the new Jared Lintner series of rods from Ritual Angling. All right, last up, not a new product, but something we just got to mention for you guys. So we teamed up with Yamamoto Custom Baits, and we're going to be doing a giveaway this week. We're going to select 20 winners who go through all of our outlets. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. If you go on there, like, share, tag a friend of this video, comment, you're going to be entered in a chance to win 3 bulk packs of Yamamoto soft plastics. So that's going to be a cool deal. Another thing we also got going on right now, for all the ICAST coverage that's going to be coming up in the next 3 days, we're going to be doing hundreds of videos. We're also going to be doing the koozie challenge contest. So make sure to watch all the videos, find the koozie hidden in the video somewhere, and you're going to be entered in a chance to win a bunch of awesome prizes by a bunch of our vendors, a bunch of new ICAST gear we're giving away. So make sure you check that out. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of What's New with Tackle Warehouse. For more information or purchase products seen here today, click shop with the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this week's video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, let us know in the comments which one of these products you're most pumped about.